Welcome back to another episode of Lifetime Talks. I'm Jamie Martin.
And I'm David Freeman.
And in this episode, we are talking about a day in the life in the context of healthy way of life habits.
Yeah, a little routine flow, right?
A little routine flow. So, David, we are preparing to go into season 11 of the podcast. 11. And some of the questions that we often get are like that we also like hearing about are like, how do you do things in your day-to-day life? Like, how do you stick with some of these healthy habits? How do you kind of go about your day-to-day and try to live a healthy way of life most of the time? Not perfectly, because we are human.
Right.
But that's the opportunity we have. So we're going to share a little bit about our lives and things that we do.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to what you said, habits, it's like, you just said it's like our way of life. It's our routine, right? It's second nature to us. Somebody doesn't have to necessarily remind us. So if we were to break down, going back to like what our pillars are when we look at Lifetime Talks, we got mindset as one of them. Let's start with mindset for you, and what's a thing that you do as part of your routine when it comes to mindset?
Well, you might know that I like to write.
Okay.
So I do a little bit of journaling. So my mindset is often like doing that end of day journaling about just what has happened in life. You know, the good, the bad, the reality. You know, it's just kind of like a little reality check about where I am and how things are going. And it also then can help me kind of reframe, like, in some ways, the stories I tell myself. You know, a circumstance in the moment can feel, if it's not a positive experience, for instance, it can feel like it's one way. But then if I take some time to reflect on that and then to question it, it can also help me shift the perspective around it too and see it a little differently, which I try to do. It's like, I don't want to get so stuck in like a one-track mindset.
Right.
And how can I be more of the growth versus fixed mindset? So it's the writing and being able to process those things. I don't do it perfectly. I don't necessarily do it every single day, but that for me is one of those things that when I do it, it helps me really get into a better space.
All right, I like that. So one pillar down, we got mindset. What else we got?
Well, aren't you going to share your mindset?
You want my mindset
Yeah,
too?
we're both doing mindset.
I didn't know if it was tit for tat. All right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
My mindset, I mean, I start my day as far as just being grounded. I know what I'm about to do, but I got to be grateful for what it is that I am, knowing who I am and why I'm here. So before I get out of that bed, my gratitude goes to Almighty as far as thank you for waking me up. Now use me to go out, impact, influence, and elevate those around me. So I ground myself with that, making sure that it's not about me and doing what I'm supposed to do as far as serving each and every day.
I love that. And then you can kind of go from there, get out of bed and start the day.
Rock and roll with it.
All right. So the next pillar is nutrition. Okay. I'm going to make you start this one. What do you do from nutrition habits?
And when it comes to throughout the day, I'll start the morning. I got my water, and I'm fasted usually until about almost 10 o'clock. So when I have my nutrition, I always try to be intentional as far as what I'm putting in my body, as far as how it's fueling my body. So my first meal is going to come from somewhere in Life Cafe, because I'm already there. But I mean, the foods that I'm eating, it's going to be colorful. It's going to be something that gives me energy. It's not going to make me want to crash or anything like that. So it could be chicken al pastor. It could be some salmon that we have. And then I always crush about 2 or 3 shakes. I'm sorry. I'm addicted to the shakes.
This is when you say I've heard this from you before. When you say, I'm like 2 or 3 shakes. That's amazing. I mean, but you do burn a lot of energy. Like, you're doing a lot. Right.
So, I mean, I just omitted, which we're going to get to one of those pillars. It's a lot of energy that's being exerted from coaching and then obviously doing my own workout. So by the time I'm eating around 10 or 11, like, my body's like, feed me.
Yeah, time to eat.
Speaking of feed me Seymour. We talked about that earlier. We gotta get Jamie to go watch Little Shop of Horrors. That's another subject. But okay, that's my nutrition routine in the morning. What you got?
I'm going to make this nutrition and supplementation because my main thing is I've been really, really diligent in recent months about making sure I am getting the right vitamins and minerals. So I've been working with Miura at Lifetime and trying to optimize kind of some of my health, some of the areas where I was, maybe a little low or needed to work on things. So in addition to usually having a protein shake or a high protein breakfast, that's always my goal, is then always having my vitamins and any other supplements or medications that I need to take. Like, I really have been working hard to be consistent with that. And that has been, I've noticed a difference. Like, when I miss them for more than a few days, I feel like I can tell. Yeah. So that's both in the morning and in the evening. So I have kind of my morning vitamin routine, my evening vitamin routine, and then making sure most of the time, 80% of the time, I'm eating healthy most of the time, getting those colorful vegetables and eating lots of produce, things like we've heard some of our guests always say, like what looks closest to how it was grown or raised. So that's kind of my goal.
Your golden 3. I mean, if you had your top 3, but your
for
golden
vitamins,
3,
minerals,
supplements. Yeah, what are your go-tos?
For sure, vitamin D.
Okay.
Magnesium.
Okay.
At bedtime. And omega 3s.
Okay.
Yeah,
a little glow. You're glowing right now. I like it.
Skin health and all the things. Right. Those are my 3.
I'm gonna go with I'm also gonna go with magnesium. So that's one. It gets me going in the morning. You ready for this one? If you saw me on it right now, you're probably like, David, chill out. Pre-workout. It's something about that pre-workout. And then creatine. Creatine also. So like LTH, power, but creatine. So those would be my top 3.
Love it. Creatine is one I've more recently added to, part of the routine.
There you go.
As I've gotten back into strength training, which gets us into movement.
Movement. I mean, I don't know if you can see that right there, but
David is moving.
You got to move. So this one is a non-negotiable. Yeah. Some form of movement. I mean, even between like certain breaks that we've had today, you saw me like go out there and I'll walk a mile or so. So movement is key. Trying to do at least 4 to 5 strength workouts throughout the week. Within my routine, and then having recovery in there. Still active recovery, so some type of movement, if it is walking, if it is stretching in the sauna, some type of movement is just essential, so it's a non-negotiable for me. What about you?
Love it. Similar, we have a dog, so movement, like that is part of my daily routine, is always getting out for a walk or 2 with our dog. But also, again, being consistent with a routine. Again, at this point in life, I'm training for a shorter race this year. I'm doing a 10-miler, but making sure I'm getting the runs in, but also the strength training. I kind of neglected strength training last year when I was training for my marathon. I just didn't have enough time to do it all. I told myself I didn't have enough time. But that is for me, like getting, those 3 to 4 strength workouts plus the runs in for training this time around has been key for me. Okay. So, yeah.
All right. Well, now that you got the movement going, what are you doing for recovery?
Yes. So this is where I have room for growth. I'm not the best at recovery. I do take like a day or 2 off per week to make sure I'm giving my body space, but that still means I'm still walking the dog, doing those things. I've been really trying to do more of the foam rolling and those things. I have very tight hamstrings, so I'm trying to, with all the running I've done over the last couple of years, really get the foam rolling, and my calves in particular. I learned I have very tight calves, so I'm working to loosen those on those days.
Are you wearing high heels or something?
Some days, but not all days. Okay. I'm wearing tennies today. That's kind of part of my normal routine. Gotcha. But yeah, so that, and then the other thing that I do a couple times a week is the sauna. We recently got an infrared sauna in our home, and we've been using that more regularly.
Love that.
How about you?
Yeah, so I'm going to pick up where you left off there. Sauna for sure, at least 2 to 3 days out of the week. I'm doing about 20 minutes within a session. And while I'm in there, I'm doing some type of active stretching. This next one right here, chiropractor.
Ooh.
So getting that adjustment, but during that I also get some soft tissue work done too.
Yep.
So releasing a lot of the tightness as far as within the muscles, and then the beautiful part is they're asking, where are you tight? So they're pinpointing certain areas. So to have that release, which is in that same vein as us doing it with a foam roller if we don't have someone to do it for us. And then last but certainly not least is the grounding piece, of going out into nature.
Yes.
It's a form of recovery. So something as simple as a walk or putting your feet on the ground, right, barefoot on the ground, that's something that's super powerful that helps with recovery as well.
It's just when you say putting your feet on the ground, you can almost feel the grass between your toes, or the sand at the beach.
Ooh, take me there.
The best thing, right? Yeah.
That was the ocean, y'all.
That was at the waves.
That was the waves.
Coming in. Okay. Community is our next one before we get to our final one. Tell us a little about how you nurture community. I know this is core for you.
It is. It starts with a C, and I think of connection, community. They go hand in hand. So community is just big. When you put yourself in an environment with individuals that want more, desire more, to be more, it's just contagious. So that energy is contagious. And when you're at the forefront of leading a lot of these individuals, it's just such a powerful position, because understanding whatever you're doing with them, how that can now go out into the rest of the world. So to be able to spread that light and be impactful, I just love the community that I'm a part of. I always tell people I learn more than what I'm probably teaching in that setting. So just to be able to be in that space, I'm grateful.
That's awesome. So community for me is like making sure I'm staying connected with loved ones. I live pretty far from like my family of origin, so being very intentional about connecting with them on a regular basis. I try to talk to my parents, my sister every week, or at least a couple times typically. My brothers I don't talk to as often. That's an opportunity I have.
Okay.
I do text with them, like I'll send them little messages and things. But then also just like my core group of people who we have talked on different episodes as we've been preparing for this season about, who are those people you can be vulnerable with. And so making sure I've curated that community of people that I'm connecting with on a regular basis. Plus just my family. My family, it's like having our regular dinners together. I love picking up my girls and like being in community with them in the car or with their friends when I'm carpooling them. So that's kind of a different kind of community.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it's making sure like I'm nurturing relationships at home, at work. It's really important for me to connect with my colleagues. You're so good. You are so good. You'll shoot a text my way and just check in. And I am learning from you how important that is. So more of that in my life too.
I love it. Be contagious with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last but not least, SLEEP. What's that spell?
Sleep, everyone.
Talk about it.
Oh my goodness. This is a hard one for me. Sleep is the one that I often compromise. And I know I am always like recommitting to doing better with this. I do my nighttime routine of like taking those vitamins, but I need a little bit of time at night to just read. And I'm the person who like, I'm going to read one chapter and then I read 5 and then it ends up being later than I expected. But I know I really aim to get that at least 7 hours of sleep. I should get 8. I know I would function better, but it's really like giving myself even just 30 minutes once everyone else has kind of gone to bed and settled in. I've been doing through the day in some capacity. I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So whether it's reading a book or writing, or sometimes it's just like laying in my bed. I've been trying to do more of our meditations from Lifetime and just turning that on and like kind of letting myself go to sleep. So I'm working on it. Sleep is my area for opportunity for growth.
Constant growth within that space.
Yeah.
Sleep has took a dramatic turn for the best this year for me.
Ooh,
yeah.
I want to learn from you. What's that?
I think it was a wearable, right?
Oh,
Whether you are using Aura or Apple Watch, or I used the Whoop personally, and it just was telling me so much as far as how much sleep I was getting, but how much deep sleep, how much quality sleep I was getting. And I noticed a difference within how I felt cognitive-wise and then also my performance-wise whenever I was doing my workout. So it was super objective. I could tell if I got enough sleep versus not. And sometimes even if I got a lot of sleep and the body wasn't in like deep sleep, it also allowed me to know that too. So it didn't just equate to, all right, you got 8 hours of sleep, but was it quality sleep?
Yes.
So that objective data I was able to take over these past few years and now start to apply, that's been a game changer for me. So sleep, once again, another non-negotiable, kind of going with the movement, because you can have all the nutrition right, you can have all the movement right, but if you're not getting that sleep right, it's not going to be right.
I know. That's okay. So now I'm inspired. I do have a sleep device that it is on my bed. It's from 8 Sleep, and that has been helpful for me.
Okay.
It's that reminder, and I can tell, to your point, like if I get up to go for a run and I haven't, if I've stayed up a little later and I've gone to bed later and my HRV is low versus high, and so that is motivating me.
There you go.
So just hearing that you've had your best year of sleep, I'm motivated to do that too. So
I got a few more months, but hey, right now I'm off to a great start.
Awesome. I love it. All right. Well, David, what else? Anything else before we sign off and like start kicking people into next episodes in this season?
No, I mean, we appreciate all the listeners. Continue to give us the feedback. You just heard our pillars. That's what we stand on. And each person who comes on and speak, they bring all these pillars to light in some which way, form, or fashion. So just continue to listen to us and let us know your feedback.
Yep. Here we go. Off to season 11.
See y'all.